The all-time leading scorer in the history of the Ottawa Senators is a Toronto Maple Leaf associate coach. After working within the Sens organization in player development, followed by 3 seasons as an assistant coach, Daniel Alfredsson has been hired as an associate coach by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, this is a move I certainly didn't see coming. I mean, it's the Ottawa Senators and it's the offseason of 2026, so I probably should have seen it coming. But we have a message here from the owner of the Ottawa Senators. And he says one of the first moves we made after taking over the franchise was bringing Daniel Alfredsson back into the fold as an assistant coach in December of 2023. I quickly learned that Alfie embodied all the characteristics of what it meant to be an Ottawa Senator. While I wish he wasn't joining an arch rival, Alfie is forever an Ottawa Senator and the door will always be open for his return. He has done so much for our organization and community, and he has my full respect. Oof, I mean, will always be open for his return. Return for a third time? I don't know. He's already left the Ottawa Senators before. It wasn't great. He came back. He signed a contract, retired a Sen, but still, this was his comeback. Him coaching again, I mean, that was his comeback. And they let him go a second time. I mean, they didn't let him go. I don't know his exact reasons for leaving. I'm assuming it has something to do with the connection with Matt Sundin, now within the front office of the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's obviously the Team Sweden connection, their fellow countrymen. And Daniel Alfredsson, he was actually an assistant coach on Team Sweden at this year's Winter Olympics. I'm sure they're great friends. I'm sure that's something that had to do with it, but it's just crazy. We're rivals on on these teams, the Battle of Ontario for years. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the Ottawa Senators, all those rivalry matchups throughout the 2000s, the 2010s. It's crazy. It's going to be crazy to see Alfredsson behind the bench, seeing all those Toronto Maple Leaf sweaters in front of him. It's going to be wild. But now a statement from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm incredibly excited to add Daniel, John, and Brad to our coaching staff, said Toronto coach Jim Hiller, who was hired June 17th to replace Craig Berube. Daniel's experience, leadership, and understanding of the game speak for themselves. I mean, this is such a great addition for the Leafs. Leafs fans, I know you got to be excited. I'm sure you never thought Daniel Alfredsson would ever be associated with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Alfredsson spent 18 years in Ottawa. He was their captain from 1999 to 2013. And prior to being booted out the door by Ottawa in the offseason of 2013, not being extended and went and, signed with Detroit, he won the King Clancy and the Mark Messier Leadership Award. And after his final season in Ottawa, and he signed in Detroit at 40 years old. But even so, in that last season, 49 points in 68 games, he was no slouch. It was crazy at the time that Ottawa let him play anywhere else. And it's crazy a second time that they let him go coach anywhere else. Especially at this point, like Ottawa, they need all the good press they can get. They've had a tough offseason. They lost Brady Tkachuk. And now you go out and lose a second captain for the second time in Daniel Alfredsson. It's just wild. It's not a good look. Again, this has to be exciting for Ottawa or for Toronto fans, not Ottawa fans. It has to be exciting for Toronto fans. Ottawa fans, let me know what you think. I've seen a lot of comments already. Ottawa fans are not happy. They're just saying, good grief, man, this summer can't get any worse. I mean, I grew up watching Daniel Alfredsson. He's one of the all-time greats. And man, with that and everything else John Chayka has done this offseason with the Leafs, it's going to be a very interesting season in Toronto this upcoming year. So yeah, let me know, Toronto fans, what you think, what's going to happen this upcoming year. And Ottawa fans, I'm so sorry.